thank you for stopping by my channel to see what I've made for Christmas and summer. This is hosted by Dawn H Creates, and there's several other crafters that have YouTube videos that are sharing their projects. This week, the focus was on dies, and I don't have a ton of Christmas dies, but I was able to use some of my other all occasion dies in these cards. So I'm very excited to get started and show you what I made. All of the projects are using this Simple Stories Vintage Christmas or Vintage Country Christmas paper. I bought this last year and I literally just have a handful of sheets left. It's probably been one of my favorite paper pads. So I'm glad that I was able to make some cards with it, and I still have a few more sheets, so I will definitely use this pad up before Christmas is over. So anyway, one product that I'm using on all of my cards are these tall frame dies. These are a new item by My Creative Time, and what I really like about these dies is I have an older Big Shot die cut machine, and I just have the standard plates that came with it. But one thing that I really like about these dies is that they will fit on the smaller plates, which is really nice. And if you look online, you can find Monarch envelopes, and that's the size that these will work with, since they are shorter than a business size envelope. You could still use a business size envelope and trim it down, but I think the Monarch envelopes make a nice touch to have it, sized properly. All right, so my first card is this Joy, and I used, the sentiment is from Paper Tray Ink, Sending Joy. I used that and that. And then the little trees on this card are from a retired set by Little Inker Designs, and their website is no longer available, but I'm sure if you looked on eBay or one of the buy and sell forums, you could find them. But I use that smaller die cut. And that's another thing I want to point out is that you can always use your die cuts that are made to go around the outline of the stamp images. So that's just another use for them. So anyway, I just cut out my rectangles from that My Creative Time Tall Frames die set. And then another thing I want to point out with this card is that I have these borders from Lawn Fawn, and these are old. They're just the standard borders that you would use on a standard A2 size card. But in order to make it work on a longer format card, what I did was, obviously I trimmed out the stitched paper first, and then I laid down the die and I, ran it through. And then obviously there's this little piece here that isn't under the die, and then I just basically lined up my die and then ran it through again. So that's an option if you don't want to quite spend the money on the slimline dies. You can sometimes extend out your current dies to work on the longer format cards. So the next card that I made is this Merry and Bright Christmas. I think this is probably my favorite one. The poinsettias are this mod poinsettia from, I think it's from Poppy Stamps, but they have really great dies. So to make this card, I used the medium and the small one. And for the inside of the card, or the inside of the flower, I used a little detail stamp from the Stamps of Life Flowers to Build. And this Wishing You a Merry and Bright Christmas is from Hero Arts Pine Bough set. I just used the sentiment from this set, and I have gotten a lot of use out of this as well. I'm not sure if it's still available, but I'm sure you can find it online. And last but not least is this card that I made, just pretty much using, there's no stamping on this card. I just used the pattern paper and, you know, cut to fit the wreath. And this cute little bow die is also from my creative time. You just kind of layer up the different pieces and put it together. It's pretty simple. And then I added a panel on the inside as well. And that's another thing that those dies from my creative time are nice for, is that you get all the different sizes. So if you want to make panels, or in this case on this card, I just cut out one of the strips and was able to, you know, put my sentiment right on there, and then it all like kind of goes together, which is really nice. So anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate the visit to my site, or to my YouTube channel. If you would, just in the comments, let me know which card is your favorite and what type of cards do you like to make for Christmas. So thanks again for stopping by, and we'll catch you on the next video.